Let's talk about Anima 5, now available in beta version. 3D artists use this software for populating people in 3D scenes. Great, but why is it so awesome? You can generate large crowds in just a few seconds. It will be perfect if you, for example, work on a big animation in the city or in the shopping mall. You can create awesome crowd simulations in different softwares, including 3ds Max. Today we'll take a look at 4D people models, and I make a general introduction to the software for those of you who have never used this before. The link to their website will be in the description below the video. Anyway, if we open the program, you'll see its interface. Here is the main window where we create our simulations. We have the navigation panel here. By choosing these options, we can move around the scene. On the left-hand side, we have a variety of tools that we can use to create different types of simulations, for example, simple paths for crowds or a table tool to create seating people. Next, on the left-hand side, you can see the presets. They are ready-to-go setups that you can use and edit. Let me show you the void area as an example. We need to drag and drop it into the workspace. By the way, we can zoom in and out by scrolling. You can see that some characters have only avatars and they are downloading. Thanks to this, we can play an animation with avatars, and after they are downloaded, the avatars will be changed into particular models. By clicking this, we can preview the simulation, so how it will look. You can notice that the people are placed only in the areas where you have these yellow paths, but they are avoiding the center. You can use this preset, for example, in the animation where there is a fountain and you want people walking around it. Here we go! All the models were downloaded, so now there are no avatars. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Anyway, let me show you something else as an example. To delete the paths, you need to select the object and use the delete key. This one, for example, is a talking group of 3 people. So you can use different presets to create different simulations for your work. I highly recommend using various of them to get the most realistic effect. Okay, let's go to the next panel, Actors. Here we have a whole library of different sorts of people. We have rigged people, ready posed to use rather in visualizations, ambient that have some movement added like breathing or looking at something, and finally, the whole new level of models, 4D people that have, for example, facial and clothing movement. And at the end, we have the Favorites tab, where we can add our top models. You just need to right-click on the model you want and choose Add to and Favorites. You can also create your own groups. On the right-hand side, we have the panel that says the details about the project, like what quality of the textures we have to what units are in the scene. Here is an important note. Remember that the units in Anima need to be the same as in your file. And here we have some default backgrounds that we can use to create simulations. Again, we need to drag and drop it to the scene. By the way, you can also add your own background. You will use this option if you want to create the simulations in your own scene, which basically you want to use the Anima for. And here you will see the properties which I will show later. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you're interested in another Anima tutorial where I show you how to create the simulation for your own scene in different software, like in 3ds Max for instance. Okay, so we'll use this geometry as our base for the simulation. As I said before, we can choose different tools, but let's use the most common one. We'll create a path to the area where we want to create our crowd simulation. Now, in the Properties panel, we can notice lots of options. This is used to create crowds. We can adjust it to our needs. We can change a lot of things, starting from the basic parameters like the number of people and finishing on path properties and things like collision response. Basically, to create a crowd, we need to click Generate. We'll have random actors used, but we can select the ones we like better. We just need to drag and drop the selected actors into this box. Please note that we can use only the rigged actors to create the crowds. You can see that these models need to be downloaded. The good news is that we need to do it only once though. Now you can see that we create the crowd from the specific models. We can edit any of these settings according to our needs, and after we are done, we need to click Generate again. After that, the changes will be applied. It of course needs some testing before finding the final output. Anyway, we can create a lot of different options and adjust them to our scenes. Now let's focus on the 40 people which are available in the new version of the Anima. And I need to say that I really love it. This is the whole new level of the models. And we're going to be closer and closer to reality, and in animations especially, people were always the weakest point, so I'm pretty excited. We cannot use these models for generating crowds, but we can use them separately. I will definitely use them in places close to the camera. You can notice the head movements, for example, that make them look way more realistic in comparison to the rigged people. Now I will show you another awesome option of using Anima. We can create crowds of people walking on the stairs without fear that they're walking through them or adjusting them. Let me show you. First of all, I will adjust the preview to make it easier to create a path. When creating the stair path, it's always better to add more points before and after steps to make sure that the software reads the height correctly. Anyway, we can move it and rotate it if we need to by using this gizmo. We can also stretch our path manually if we want, or we can change it in the properties settings later on as well. And again, we can adjust the settings. Let's say I will change the actor count to 10, and we can click Generate. It's awesome, isn't it? In just a few clicks, we can create awesome crowd simulations. Of course, it will need more work, some adjustments and testing with a specific scene, but you get an idea of how it works. Again, you can add your actor choices here and change some settings. Another cool option is creating people sitting and talking, for example. Let's test it. To do this, we need to choose the table tool. We need to draw the seating where we want to place our characters. If we add multiple seats, it will create a whole block, the table. We need to adjust the position of the seats though, to make it work correctly. Actually, the seats should also be in the opposite direction, so let's rotate them. Click Generate and wait for a second for the magic to happen. Here we go. We can of course replace the actors with other characters from the library. Now you can notice that I have trouble setting up a view that will make it easy to see everything. But actually, that's not the problem, as we can use a cool option to fix this. On the right-hand side, you can find a slider that we can use to create a sort of cut of the geometries. Now, it's way easier to see and adjust anything, right? Okay, now we can use a fourth actor to see the difference between old and new models. We need to wait for a model to download if it's not downloaded already. After it's downloaded, you can see that we need to reposition it a little bit. We can use the gizmo to do so. Let me play the animation to see how it looks. So we can definitely see the difference here. Look at the face of this 4D actor. He is not only moving his head, but also has facial expressions. His arms are moving naturally. You can see that this woman's pose doesn't look natural at all, while it's not an issue with 40 people anymore. I'm really impressed, it looks really good. Let me show you some other actors so you can see how good they are. Let's say this dancing woman. And now maybe some pair of people. Perhaps this couple with the ball. And again, I need to wait for models to download as I haven't used them yet. Okay, let me play the preview for you so you can see how it looks. Let me move this dancing woman a bit first though. Whoa, that's really cool. It not only is more realistic, but also helps in adding a story to the image, creating a specific atmosphere and emotions. I love it. This update of Anima is great. The 3D people models will make a huge difference in animations. Talking about animations, download our free ebook and learn about the process of creating videos in 3D. Also, if you seek to learn even more, watch my other picks of the videos for you. Bye bye!